Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar. I'm Malavika, engineer at navan.ai. So before we begin, for those of you who have joined us for the first time, I'd just like to give a little intro about us. So we are basically headquartered in Singapore and we have partners across the globe. We basically help businesses to reduce the costs and improve their profitability by identifying opportunities for automation using generative AI. Now, before we jump into the topic for today, just give me a second. This seems to be getting cut off. Okay. I hope it's visible properly now.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So before we jump in, I would just like to point out some stats that revolve around the automations that we provide. Now, we build automations that deliver quality and that saves time and money. As you can see here in the list of automations that we have email hyper-personalization, we have inbound marketing, we have proposal generation, AI scheduling assistant, etc., etc. So each of these saves time and money and they contribute in increasing in your revenue. Now let's take an example of say the Reddit marketing agent. Now this Reddit marketing agent can also be a lead finder automation that we have. Uh, it's simple. Like people struggle to find the leads who have an actual issue or they're stuck or they are frustrated with some product or something of that sort. Then that's where you shine. So this automation they help you in finding those people before anybody else can. Based on how you schedule your automations, you can find those people on Reddit and you can understand what they're frustrated about, because Reddit is a platform where everybody come and talk about their experiences. They want insights, they want to share things. So that's where you can scrape that data, get what you want, reach the right people and offer your solutions. Yeah, it is literally a gold mine. It is a literal gold mine. If you're able to use it properly, then it becomes very easy. And today, okay, yeah, just a second. Yeah, so that is about our automations. And before I also start the topic, I would just like to point out that we are offering 2 free consultations this month. We were offering two, but 3, but now it has come to 2. So it will be like a free consultation and audit of your company, understanding your products and services, and what value and automation could provide for you. So that's what we'll be discussing. Now, jumping to our topic of today, which is it is like becoming one of the most building important building blocks in the AI ecosystem, which is MCP, Model Context Protocol. Now, this might sound a little abstract, but there is a very simple way to frame it. Now, think about when USB was invented, right? Before USB, every printer, keyboard, or mouse, it had its own weird connector. So if you bought a new device, you would need a new cable. It was all very messy. Then USB came along, then every standardized everything. Suddenly, any computer could talk to any device as long as they spoke USB. Now, MCP is basically aiming to be that USB of AI integrations. Now, I cannot say for sure that it has reached to that level, but yeah, that is what it aims to be. Now, before we dive into this further, I would just make it clear that this session is going to talk all about MCP, and then we'll understand how MCP and N8N can be connected, like the native nodes and the community nodes that are available on N8N right now to connect with different MCP servers. It might consist a lot of interesting but theoretical parts. So if you want to understand MCP, then please stick to the end. Now, let's take a step back, talking about large language models like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini. They're all great at reasoning, at conversation, but out of the box, they don't actually know what's in your company database. They don't have access to your CRM or your sales reports. So, what do companies do? They build custom connectors. You want your chatbot to pull data from Salesforce? Then you hire developers to build a Salesforce connector. You want it to also pull customer tickets from Zendesk. That's another integration. Later, you switch from Zendesk to Freshdesk. Then that's yet another integration. Now, every AI system and every data source, all these are basically one-to-one bridges. As you can see here, how it was without MCP. All these one-to-one connections, LLM has to be connected to every tool. Like it's like having 10 chargers for 10 different devices. Like it is inefficient, it's expensive, and it's hard to maintain. Now that's exactly where MCP comes in. MCP, it is an open protocol, basically a shared language, you can say. It allows any AI assistant to connect to any tool or dataset in a standardized way. That's the underlying word. It is basically a layer. It's not something new. It's not some new, very complicated software, nothing of that sort. If you'll have a look at this image on the left side, it's very messed up. On the right side, there is a new layer added, which makes it easy for an LLM to understand and to get access to those tools. So it has better context, it performs better, right? It is just a layer. That See, like we talked about the USB example, right? With MCP, instead of building just one of connectors for every app, you build one MCP server for your tool, your data sets. Then any AI client, you have an MCP client, right? That understands MCP, they can use it. So if I have created, say, an MCP server, that exposes my company's inventory system. Then we can connect it to Claude and it can use it. You can talk to it and you can get data from it and you can work with that. Now, any new agent that comes tomorrow, they can use it without, having to build integrations for each one. It follows the mantra of build once and use everywhere, right? Now, at a high level, MCP is built on a client server model. Now, you don't have to worry because it is not as technical as it sounds, because it is summed up in this image that you see here. Think of it as a conversation between two people. Now, I have my client here that is an AI assistant, the one that you're chatting with, right? And the server is the place where your data or tools live or are connected to, as you can see here, right? Now your assistant asks a question. It doesn't When you ask your assistant a question, like it doesn't know what's the status of order 145, right? What it does is this assistant will turn to the MCP server and for your database, and it will ask, hey, do you know about the order 145? Then the server will check the data and finds the answer and it replies. It gives the response. It's simple. It queries, it searches, it sends back, and it responds. That is what MCP follows. That means that your assistant, it doesn't need to know SQL or APIs. It doesn't need to know all the complicated things. It just knows how to speak MCP, right? Consider it as a language. And the server knows how to respond. A very simple example. It's like when you order food through, say, Swiggy or Zomato, you don't need to learn the restaurant's internal ordering system, right? All you do is just use the app, and the app handles the protocol. The MCP is doing the same thing, but for AI. Now, this isn't just all theory, it's actually happening. You have Claude's desktop, that's Anthropic's desktop app, right? It is an MCP client already. You can run your small MCP servers locally that give Claude powers, right? For example, you can connect it to your laptop's file system, and then you can say, Claude, summarize this document on my computer, and it will fetch the document that's on your system. It will summarize it, and it will give it to you. It's just like chatting, but it has access to so many tools, as much as you give it. Or we can also connect multiple servers on anytime, multiple tools on anytime, and then we can connect it to Claude. We will, in a while, we'll just go to that and we'll see how that works also. Now, we also have Cursor. Similarly, Claude Cursor. You can use whatever you want. I think a lot of people prefer Claude, except for probably developers who are already familiar with Cursor. And we also have so many custom servers, MCP servers out there, which I'll also be showing in a while. There's a GitHub repository of all the MCP servers that are available, which people have built for databases, APIs, and even web scraping. Once written, they can be used across assistants, right? Now you will imagine what actually flows between the MCP client and your MCP server. You have different kinds of data that flows between them, right? Now, these first we have our resources. Now, these you can think of it as read-only data or documents that your AI can reference. They can check. Like your tool will be exposed to your latest pricing sheet, your inventory again, and your reports, your sales reports, your historical data. Now, these will appear as just items like files, snapshots, or databases. They can only read that data. So the AI can browse through them. They can fetch the data when needed according to whatever you query. So say the AI, you can ask it like, hey, show me last week's revenue figures, and the assistant pulls it via the resource interface, and it does not damage anything. It will just read only data, right? So it just fetches the data and it will give it to you. And then we have prompts. Now these are, I'm sure all of you are aware of what prompts are. You give ChatGPT prompts and you get your answers, or you give Claude your prompts, you get your answers. So these are pre-designed message templates, or we can say structured instructions that your tool offers. Imagine that your support team, okay, they have a standardized way of responding, the format for refund requests. So you can encode that as a prompt template in your MCP server. So it knows that it can pull the prompt, customize it with the user specific data, and it will reply consistently, right? You can feed that also, the prompt also. Finally, we have tools. We will get to that once we go on the platform. It will be more easier to understand what these tools are. Basically, they are actionable operations that the assistant can call. What this means is that if you attach, say, a Gmail server, then you can send email, you can create a draft, you can delete a message. I think that's okay. You can get a thread of messages and etc. You have multiple operations, multiple tools that you can perform with a particular MCP server. If we have to give another example, which I'll be showing, is Airbnb. Say I want to get the listings from a particular place. So my operations name can be, I think it says, I think search listings. And another operation can say, if I want details about one particular listing. So you give the URL and it will give all the details for that. So that's how it works. So this is the kind of data that flows between your MCP client and your MCP server. Now, talking about how this will benefit different groups of people. Now, for developers, it will reduce all the busy work. You're not writing like 20 different connectors anymore. You just write one MCP server and it works across platforms. It means like faster prototyping and also less maintenance. For businesses and GTM leaders, it basically means speed. That's it. You don't have to wait weeks for engineering to connect a new tool to your AI assistant. You can just say, I want my chatbot to access HubSpot and my pricing sheet and get so and so data. And the tech team just plugs those MCP servers in and done. Now, coming to for end users like marketers or analysts, you in the near future you can basically bring your own tools to your favorite AI app. That you don't have to wait for a vendor to say officially support. You can just connect it through MCP. It's a universal connection. Now, before we go into anything, everything that's introduced, every new tool, software, protocol that's introduced has its pros and cons, right? Same way, even there are challenges that are there with MCP also. Now, security is obviously a problem. It's a big concern, I would say. If your AI can call your tools, you need to make sure that you have strong guardrails to make sure that it only does what it's allowed to. And now, like USB went through multiple versions after it was like announced or launched. and then it became standardized, even MCP will go through multiple versions. It will keep getting better and better, and then we'll ultimately have the kind of MCP that every company, every industry can use. And organizations also, on their part, they need to make sure that the AI actions through MCP are logged and they are auditable, right? But the direction is clear that we want. The industry wants a shared protocol, a language that everyone can speak. So the MCP model context protocol is basically aiming to be that standard. Now let's jump into NA10 and we'll understand how we can apply the concept of MCP to NA10. Just a minute, I'll share that. Okay, so yeah. So now this is the NA10's page, right? Now, if you don't understand, like if you don't understand, if you've used it for the first time, so this is the interface that's there on the community N8 server, right? You have, this is where you build your automations, you add the nodes here, you add triggers, you add the other nodes, you connect them, and then you build your automations. You activate this toggle for prediction. You look at your executions here, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Now, I will first talk about the community node that is available and how you can use that. Okay, so if you have your N8 platform, right, all you have to do is once you go to the settings here, you have an option called community nodes. Now, in that community nodes, you have to click install, and you have N8 nodes MCP. Once you have this, if you can see here, you can already see the example that they have told you, an npm package name. That is the package name, N8 nodes MCP. You have to put that there. You have to click install, and that's it. You have the community node installed here in N8. Now, how we will be using that is that, let's look at that. Now, let's have a chat trigger. And for the chat trigger, let's attach an AI agent. Yeah, connected chat trigger node. The prompt source for prompt is connected chat trigger node. That's correct. Chat input is only our prompt, which is our user message. So we don't have to change anything there as well. Yeah, we would have to give a chat model. I am giving OpenAI's chat model for now. 4.1 Foro Mini. I'll just choose Foro Mini for now. Don't need much. And I will also attach a memory. For now, simple memory. You can add your own memory when you build your agents. And yeah, I have this simple memory attached as well. Now, coming to tools, as you will see here in MCP, this is a different one, the MCP client tool. It connects tools from an MCP server. So this is the native one. So don't get confused with that. We have other tools here. This is what I had installed, MCP client tool. Now here you can connect to multiple MCP servers that are available there. Now how you get that is there is a GitHub repo. I'll share that. I hope that's visible. Yeah. So as you can see, there is a GitHub repo named Model Context Protocol servers. And here you will find so many servers. You have third-party servers of multiple apps. All these apps that are available online, each of them have their own MCP servers that are there here. You have the, the code that you can use to connect them. And yeah, you have MCP servers. Then you have community servers also that have been developed and maintained, right? You have all these options. So as you can see, I'll be sharing this also. If you want that, I'll be sharing this GitHub repo. You can access all these multiple servers and attach them to your client, MCP client, and work with them, or you can use that even in N8, which I'll be showing now. So an example, I'll be using Airbnb. I think it's quite easy. That's why I'm using that. You can do it according to your own use case, but I'm just showing how it works so that you can understand, right? Yeah, as you can see here, yeah, you have this small piece of code. That's all you need to connect Airbnb to my MCP community node. Now, as you can see here, you have command and you have your args, which is basically arguments. So these are the parameters that are there here. So once you go to your come back to your N8N platform, you have to create a new credential. And then, as you can see, you'll be using this command line stdio. I actually didn't go into much detail about the connections. There are three types of connections that can happen. This command line, server sent events, and HTTP streamable. Since we have a wide range of audience, so I was not sure if everybody will understand all these because these are more technical. If you want, you can always you know go through online, you'll find it, or you can, if you want, we can you can get back to us and we'll explain it to you. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say, I'll just show Airbnb what I've done with that. Okay, as you saw there, I have the command here, I have my arguments. Environments, we don't have right now any access tokens or anything of that sort, so we don't need that, right? But we have a command, we have our arguments. I've said that, I've just copy pasted that here, done. Now I have saved it. That's all. You in the operations, you have list tools, you have execute tools. You can see you have prompts here, like we talked about in the presentation, where the data flow between the MCP client and the MCP server. There we have tools, we have prompts, we have resources, right? So that's all the list here. I am just for now using list tools. Okay, let's change this. Airbnb list tools. And then we have another one. Let's attach another tool. Airbnb execute tools, right? Now let's choose here credential to connect with Airbnb, and then we execute the tool. Now, for the tool parameters, we'll just let the model define its parameters. So we don't even need to give that. We just click that and define automatically by the model. It will take care of that during the execution, right? Now, when we go for the from the tool name to decide, right? We don't need to see the list of the tools and then decide which one we want for a use case and then put it there. So on N8N, we have an option to let AI decide what tool to use. So for that, the syntax we will be using is, you have this, right? All you have to do is from AI. This is a function that you'll be using. Click that, and tool, that is the key. You can have, that's basically the key name. So you can have your own name, whatever you want. And then we give a description. The tool you should use, because that's what the tool I wanted to use, right? The tool you should use. We have done. We have now two of them: Airbnb list tools, Airbnb execute tools. Sorry for that. And yeah, we have done. So now let's see how this works. All I have to do is in the chat box, I am telling it, okay, one another thing to remember is right now I have not given any system message. All it has is you are a helpful assistant. That's all. I am not giving it how it should perform, what it should do, etc., etc. Now let's say get Airbnb listings in Jaipur. Now, as you can see, it's going through the OpenAI chat model, the simple memory. First, it will look at the tools. You have to remember that it does not go to directly executing the tools. It will first go to the list tools node, the tool here. It will check what are the list of tools it has. Then based on the query that I have given it, it will see which tool satisfies that. Then, since I have given this parameter here that says from AI, the tool you should use, it will understand from that as to what tool it should use, and it will use that, and it will give me the output. So it's still running. Let's give it a couple of seconds. Okay, we got that. Yeah, as you can see, you got all your listings here. We have different listings, but let's see what exactly happened in the background. We have a chat model. Yeah, as you can see, the list tools, that node that was executed, from that we got the tools that are connected to this MCP server, which are Airbnb search, and the other tool is Airbnb listing details. As you can see, it even has its own description. Search for Airbnb listings with various filters and pagination, provide direct links to the user. We have this description, and we have this description as well. So now, based on what I had asked, it is going to understand which tool to use, and it has used that, and it had sent all this text like this, right? It's kind of in a very raw format. Then it knows that we cannot give this in the output. Then it goes back to the OpenAI chat model, and it will give a more structured format to me, right? So that's what it happens. Like, all I have done is I have asked it to get Airbnb listings. The agent was able to understand without giving any system message. It was able to understand that it should go look at the tools, select which tool, look at the description, understand the query, use that tool, and do the certain operation that it has to do, right? Now, let's also do another example apart from Airbnb. Web scraping. We'll take that as an example as well. For web scraping, I have Firecrawl here. Again, list tools, you don't need to do anything much about this. You have to do Firecrawl, list tools. That's it. And we have this. Oh, sorry. MCP tool. Let's name this Firecrawl execute tools. Right? Let's get to that. Okay. From AI, same thing. Tool. Tool you use. And here I'm letting the model define the parameters. And done. Okay. I have to change this. Firecrawl. Okay. So I have this. I have this. Now let's see how this performs. Let me scrape any website that's publicly available. Let's look at the option. Okay. I'm giving it scrape this, right? Let's see what it does. Okay, as you can see, it went to Firecrawl execute tools first. We will get to why that happened, why that's happening also. Think it will run into an error. I have attached it correctly. List tools. What tool you should use? Okay, so this is you could say one of the drawbacks. Still, on N8 MCP has to like improve a lot, because if without any system message, if you wanted to perform very well and all that, it is still not able to do it. You have to probably be a little more descriptive. Let's try to change the way I am asking it. Scrape using Firecrawl. Sorry. Okay, let's see if it goes to the list tools or not. Again, it goes to execute tools. Okay, that's not good. Let's see MCP client, if that works. We can just check if it works. So it doesn't work. So yeah, I think that's one issue. Let's go and check it out as to what the issue is. The tool you should use from AI Firecrawl. So yeah, the major issue was it was not able to understand that it has to go and check list tools. So you might have to probably be a little more uh, descriptive. I'm not sure how we can. So what you have to do is you have to ask the AI agent, you have to give it the system message that first it has to check the list tools and then it has to execute the tools. It works in some cases and it might not work. So you have to, now without the prompting, I'm doing this, right? With prompting, it'll probably get much better. So yeah, that is kind of a limitation right now. But yeah, once you give the prompting, you just probably have to be a little descriptive, saying first execute the tools. Sorry, first list the tools and then execute it. And that might help. That might work. Okay. So once we have done with the community node, now the native node. I think this is kind of what's more interesting. Why is that? Because we have something called the MCP server trigger. Now you have your URLs here. Let's name this N8N demo, right? I have this. I'm naming this. This is I have a URL here. Let's move this here. Okay, you have your MCP server trigger, and then you attach your tools here. Now let me go for a Gmail tool first. I'll not like use a lot. I'll just use one. Send email. Okay. Let AI take care of this. Let AI take care of this. Let AI take care of this. Then we have text. Okay. Let's name the tools very specifically so that when we attach it to Claude, it doesn't get disturbed, right? I think that's it. Let's check it off. Just this. Yeah, in the description, you can just tell it sign off as Malavika. I'm sorry. Okay, we have this. Okay, I have attached this. Let's duplicate that. Let's see if we can perform another operation also on that. Let's see, get emails. Okay, uh, get many 50. Okay, so this operation just gets the emails. Received after, received before. Okay, I would have to define that as well. You define your parameters, received after, and you can see received before. Again, you can let AI take care of this also. Right now, I'm just not. And I am choosing. Okay, yeah, that's done with that. And then read status, unread and read emails, both of them. So like, yeah, I'm giving all these examples here. I have these two tools attached. So I'm just going to show you how it's going to connect to Claude. Now, as you can see here, we have this URL here. Again, choose the production one, not the test one. Get this URL, just click on it, you can copy it. And then you save this, you activate this as well. Okay, let's save it now. Let's activate it. Okay, so we have activated this. Just two tools for now. Send message, get message. We have get messages, right? Now what we have to do is you have to install Claude Desktop as well as Node.js on your laptop or your computer, right? So once you open Claude, I'll have to share Claude also, right? I'll share that. Okay, just a second. Uh, yeah. So basically in Claude, when you're using that, okay, how you would connect to Claude is that.
Malvi, I can't see the screen.
Yeah. I just realized I canceled it. Yeah. Okay. So this is your Claude desktop, right? Once you have it installed, what you have to do is that as you go here, right, you have an option help. You have help here. In troubleshooting, you will have an option that says enable developer mode, right? Now you don't need to since I've already enabled that, because of that it's not coming right now. But when you do it for the first time, you go to troubleshooting, you'll have enable developer mode option. So once you click the enable developer mode option, it'll it'll shift to a developer. You'll have this option here, right? Then you will have all these files here, open files and all that. You have something called the app config file. When you go to the app config file,
Yeah, Malvika, we are not able to see the windows, only the cloud we are able to see.
yeah, I was just showing this in Claude.
Yeah, the cloud, the menu items that you open, those are not visible.
Oh, okay. I think I probably have to share the whole screen. Is the menu option visible now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was telling is that when you click on this menu option here and you get to help, in troubleshooting, you'll have an option that says enable developer mode. So once you click that, you will have this extra settings here that is suited for a developer, where you can attach your MCP servers, right? So all you have to do is open app config file. I'll just is it visible? I think yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, in your app config file, all you have to do is you have to paste this piece of information. You have the MCP servers. I can share this piece of code also. Once you have that, and then you have to paste your what do you say, your URL, the MCP trigger server trigger URL that I showed. I think it was N8N demo, right? And then you have to save this, and then all you have to do is come back to your desktop. You have that, and you have to go to your developer mode. You have to reload MCP configuration. Once you reload that, yeah, as you can see here, once I reloaded that, in your search and tools option here, apart from the ones that are usually there, you have an N8N option also. As you can see here, you have these two options here. Those were the tools that were connected there. I think I didn't change the name and save it, which is why it says send message 1 and send message. But I hope you get the gist. You're able to connect. Right now, I only connected Gmail tools, but you can connect Airtable, Slack, Gmail, Telegram, and you can connect so many and tens of tools. You can connect all of them and you get all those tools here. You can just activate all of those tools and you can talk to your cloud and you can ask it whatever questions you want. Uh, let's right now, I have like a sheet. I think I have a dummy data. I can show you an example of that. Yeah, this is just a dummy data that's there. Get rows. Okay. So I save this. I have this tool also connected to my MCP trigger. Now, when I go back to my Claude, all I have to do is I have to click on the menu again, the developer, reload MCP configuration, wait for a few seconds. And then when you go back to N8N, you'll see not one, not two, but total three. Whatever I've added the tools there, all those tools, you can see it here also. We have get messages, send message, we can get rows. And I know you would say that already the drive search, Gmail search, calendar search is here, but that's it. With N8N, you can connect you can say you have a custom automation. For example, I have designed an automation on Na10 that will generate LinkedIn posts for me regarding particular topic. It runs on a schedule, or maybe you search it through Claude only. Okay. What it does is it goes through the website based on a particular topic. It generates a LinkedIn post for me. I have a custom automation of that sort. Now, what I can do is to that same MCP trigger that I showed, I have to attach that N8N workflow. And then I can access that using Claude. Right now, it is only very simple tools, Gmail, calendar, and all that. But you can attach those custom automations so that all you have to do is you have to type it in Claude and you can get your results. Right now, I can say it is a now that sheet consists of, like I said, dummy data of say a salon, and let's how many. I'm asking it how many salespersons are in the salon. Okay, did it get disconnected? Let's see if this works. Okay, for some reason it's not able to understand that. Let me just check as to why that's happening. Sheet, get rows. Probably also could be because of the way I have defined this. Let's say if I change the way it is written, beauty salon. Let's see if that works. Okay, again, we would have to reload the configuration. I hope it works right now. Okay, as you can see here, okay, probably you have to be more better at naming your tools also. That is kind of very important. Like I said, when I was attaching those Gmail tools that I talked about, even that time I made it very specific, send message or read messages of that sort. If you want to be more descriptive about the name of your tool, you can do that as well. Now that I changed it, it was able to recognize. I typed the same query, but this time it was able to recognize which tool to use. Now you have an option here, allow always or allow once. I just say allow once, and it is checking through that database that's there. And yeah, I have this. Similarly, what you can do, you can attach, you have MCP servers that are available for your file system also. So once you attach with your file system, you can ask it to retrieve data from any of the files that are present, and you can work with that. So that is basically the gist of it. And let me just go back to what we're talking about. Yeah, so that is what it is about. We have the MCP community node, and then we have the MCP native node. Each of them has their own pros and cons, as you saw here. It's still developing. I would not say it is at a stage where we can confidently use it for protection, but yeah, it is developing. You can try it out. You can make your own small automations. You can connect to Claude. You can make your own AI agent that is able to think. Yeah, so that is it. That was the webinar about MCP. If you have any doubts regarding MCP or the native and community node, you can ask me.
So yeah, allow me. I have one question.
Yeah, sure.
So I didn't check like if we have a number of tools, and we in our question like what we asking for Claude or any other.
Right, cursor or
Yeah,
Claude.
yeah. So so if we like in that statement, if we have a query like we have to use a multiple tools, right? In that,
Yeah, yeah.
so how it will like like how it will manage to like communicate between like multiple tools and aggregate, so it works like.
Yeah, I got your question. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's go back. I'll just show this. Now here, say I have a tool. Like I said, I have a custom workflow that will give me LinkedIn posts. Now I don't want to post it directly. I want to send it to Slack to my team, right? So what I'll do, I'll have two nodes here. I have a LinkedIn post node here. I also have a Slack node here. You the same way I've given functions for these, I'll be giving functions for those also, for the LinkedIn post and the Slack. So all I have to do, I'll have to attach those tools. I have to reload the configuration. I go to Claude. I'll be telling Claude that generate a LinkedIn post on AI agents for me and send it to Slack. That's all. If I give that sentence, the Claude, the agent, the client is able to understand that, okay, I have to use this tool to generate the LinkedIn post and the Slack tool to send it to Slack. It will do it in one particular way. Like, yeah, I hope that answers.
Yeah, it makes sense. The uh, another question is related to the same, like
Okay.
how it will like if you have suppose 3 or 4 tools, and how the Claude will manage how have to process it like horizontally or vertically, like in the same like same time, or because I have to wait this input, so it's managed automatically, or like because
Yeah.
it's intelligent. I know that, but
Right.
I have doubt. Yeah.
It will execute one by one based on the order of executions, like based on the query, I'd say. Now I have asked it to do this first and then do that. So then, even if you will see in the backend here, think the executions will show. Yeah, as you can see here, if I had, say, those tools that I was talking about, then that's what even Claude will do. Claude will first go to that particular automation. It will execute that. It will get the output. Then it will go to the next tool and execute that. Then if there are more tools, it will go to that, execute that. So it will be a step-by-step process.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now, does anybody have any other questions to ask? Yeah, ask. Sure. Yeah, Manish.
Hi Malvika, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Malvika, can you guide me like let's say this N8 and I have hosted locally.
Okay.
So will this MCP server going to connect locally and talk, or probably I need to have my N8 and hosted somewhere and then do it? Like I'm just trying right now, experimenting some kind of small I would say workflows to create. But
Okay.
at the moment, N8N is hosted at my laptop, like locally hosted.
Okay.
So just wanted to understand, because this is the first time I have listened about MCP server from you.
Okay.
Wanted to know like how it is going to interact with the local N8, and will it be possible, or I need to have like N8N to be hosted somewhere?
So you have the community version installed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if like no, I mean the NA10's community version, you have it installed in your laptop, right? Locally.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
you meant.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can access this MCP trigger. It should be there, the server trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, Manish, local will work. I did check yesterday. Yeah, local will
Okay,
work.
great. So let me try it out and see if it works. Otherwise, I will get back to you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, Malvika, can we go back to the presentation? Few announcements from there. Yeah.
The presentation? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's getting.
Want to,
Which part?
you can move on to, I think, the second last slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've shared a few links in the chat as well, these links, and I've shared a few additional links as well. So some of the automation workflows that we've created in the past, we are offering them for free. We've shared those links as well in the chat box. You can take those, take a note and copy those links. You can always join our WhatsApp community if you want to network with others, if you want to stay connected. That's the first place where we post all our updates about anything new, about webinars, about other workflows that we announce, and even for consulting slots that might open up. So always welcome. You should try to join the WhatsApp community at least. And yeah, so if you're interested in knowing more about how you should leverage, how you can leverage not just MCP but innate and automation overall to increase your revenues or reduce costs and have better efficiency in your business, in your work, uh, you can always reach out to us and you can schedule the free consultation. The link is available in the chat box. And yeah, so we have 2 free consultations available for this month. And sooner the better if you can book uh, book one for yourself. So yeah, that's all from our side, I think. Anything else that you'd like to add, Maluka?
Yeah, I would just like to add one more thing. If you're a developer and you know how to code, then N8N is obviously not the only way. You can create your own MCP servers and it'll be much more powerful. You can attach them to Claude and you can have a very powerful desktop app for yourself. So yeah, even though N8N is still developing and it has not reached that stage where MCP can be used for protection using N8N, but MCP in itself can do so many things. If you want, like we can share a few sources. I'm sure you might already come across those, but if you want to go on the technical side more in depth to understand the code, then you have Anthropic's course that they have, and you also have Deep Learning's MCP course that goes into more advanced topics. So if you're very interested into MCP and all, you can just go through that. Yeah, that's it. The GitHub servers and all, should I share it now or we'll just share it